All right, y'all, welcome back to the GBC Universe, aka GBC 2.0, aka Get Boudoir Clients version 2.0. So, our goal here in the GBC Universe is to take declining boudoir photographers to the #1 boudoir photographers in their city. And our North Star, and basically our backbone, our spine, our railroad tracks, is FSIC. Basically, how we're going to get there is FSIC, which stands for Full Spectrum Intent Capture. Basically, the left side of the triangle, the highest point there, are the highest intent people in our market, looking for boudoir photographers like ASAP right now. They want to shoot right now. We get ourselves to dominate and show up there first, which we have some innovative solutions no one's ever known in the universe has ever seen before. And we take the money, the profit that we get from that, and we fund kind of us getting in front of the lower and lower and lower intent people all the way onto the right to the lowest intent people, which would be, like Facebook, Instagram interruption ads, people that aren't even searching for boudoir. Whereas on the left, it's Google and social search, people that are searching for boudoir photographer near them, and that's on Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. So it's basically we get in front of the high intent, get as many high intent peeps to pay us as possible, fund the lower and lower and lower intent buckets. They're moving towards the right. And FSIC explains why all boudoir photographers either rise or fall. And that's because, if people are being outcompeted way on the left with the highest intent people, then we can basically guarantee that their boudoir photography business is falling. But if we start dominating over on the left side, highest intent people, get in front of them there when they're looking to make a purchase. I mean, it'd probably be in the next 30 days. I'm guessing that's how long it takes boudoir photographers or boudoir buyers to research and decide. Then we got to be there, actually the most there compared to every other boudoir photographer in our city. So we've got solutions to solve what we have diagnosed as BSS, boudoir search syndrome, or boudoir search sameness. And then that's way on the left. And then we also got over on the right our other brand, Boudoir Facebook Ad Doctor. That's for those with BLCS, boudoir low click syndrome. That's only for boudoir photographers doing more than 10 grand a month in boudoir Facebook ads. Neither are taking on new clients, new patients right now. We have our own intake system and kind of intake schedule that we'll be working on. And we got some, some steps here in the middle with the question marks that we've not released publicly yet, but that we're confident can help get us in front of the more people at a little bit lower intent and still bring a profit from that to fund us getting in front of people out. Again, fund us getting in front of lower and lower intent people. It's basically the goal. All right, next. So it's built on 5 pillars. The GBC Universe built on 5 pillars. First pillar right here is I have made more than 10,000 cold calls to businesses. Order to see, what business struggle with, what people do to solve it, what's working, what's not working. And 5,590 of those cold calls went to boudoir photographers. And about a third, so about 2,000 of those were pitching stuff, see what people respond to, see what they don't respond to. And 2/3 of those, so 3,664 of those cold dials were research calls. Where you're saying what specifically is the hardest thing about being a boudoir photographer, or well, at least running the business, a boudoir photography business. And those 3,664 research calls were to 1,503 unique different boudoir photographers. And those were all done last year, 2025, so I probably already talked to a bunch of y'all already. And now there's 1,503 unique boudoir photographers that I called to do the research calls. I had 380 conversations. Out of those 380 conversations, found out 113 different business problems, or at least the number one business problem of you know, each person's specific opinion on having a boudoir photography business. And the number one, most frequent one, it's 72 out of 113. So 64% of people without talking to each other all agreed on this one thing. They gave me their answers independently, was new clients / marketing. So again, new clients, to do marketing, to get new clients for a boudoir photography business. That was the number one most common issue. The number two most common issue, 13 people said it, was censorship. So, I mean, massive drop off between number one and number two. So I decided, all right, I'm going to solve this problem of getting new clients and marketing for boudoir photography businesses, because you'll say that's literally the most pressing thing. So that leads us into part two. So I started doing that last fall, probably, August, September, October, November, December. So fall 2025, winter 2025, early 2026. What about selling the boudoir Facebook ads using the boudoir ads messaging method? Now, worked with a client on his boudoir Facebook ads. And what we got was, so first $300 we spent, I mean, I write very, very long ads. And again, these are all the videos that were on the channel over the last fall and early winter. Fall 2025, early winter 2025. And just working with a client, first $300 we spent, we're doing straight cold ads to contact form on his website. I believe we got 5 women to fill it out of those $300. And they all answered the phone, so he got in. Well, when he called them up, he did say he got in contact with all of them. But all of them, they said the same thing. Basically like, gotta save up for it. Gotta save up for it. Gotta save up for it. So I'm like, all right, so we got price hunters, we got price comparisoners. It's all right, easy fix. Let's just throw a price here in the ad, $2,500, and that will stop the price hunters from coming through. So we spent another $100, so now we're at 400, and we got no one to come through the contact form. So I was like, well, I mean, that makes sense. We're kicking out all the instant price hunters. But then I was thinking, how much to spend more to keep doing this? Can I guarantee if I spend $400 more, so $800 total of his money, can I guarantee a client comes in? No. All right, what if I spend $1,200 more, or $800, $1,200 more, $2,000 more? Can I guarantee a client comes in? No. And the problem was, when I'm spending ad money on behalf of someone, even though it's their money, I treat it as my money. So I'm like, okay, would I realistically be spending this on myself if this was my business? Well, maybe, but I'm going to be a little bit more conservative since it's not my money. And I say, okay, how to reconcile this? If I can't confidently say within X dollars we'll get a new client because I'm kind of spending his money, it's like if I had another pot of money that I'd already generated for him, like with some other things in his business, I would actually feel much better about spending money on Facebook and Instagram interruption ads, going to literally the lowest intent people that exist in our city, to pay for that testing. So I took a lot of time to figure out, feel through, kind of come up with a new strategy to say, hey, how can I already get buckets of money for a boudoir photographer? That then we would take a slice of that and use that to fund the Instagram and boudoir, Facebook and Instagram boudoir ads. Then take a lot of testing to figure out what works, what doesn't. So that was kind of pillar 2 of this GBC Universe, kind of step-by-step bucket system where we get a lot of buckets that all flow into the next buckets that finally eventually flow into the Facebook and Instagram ad bucket, kind of at the end where all the profit from the steps of 4 funds this. Okay, pillar 3 was kind of going off the women that were saying, yeah, I gotta save up, yeah, I gotta save up, yeah, I gotta save up. I was like, what's causing that behavior? So I actually went to different boudoir photography cities, and we'll zoom in on these to see, what am I seeing when people that want to buy a boudoir photo shoot, what are they seeing when they're searching for it? So I got the 4 picks here so we can blow them up. So first one I searched was boudoir photographer, Charlotte, North Carolina. For some reason, Google blacks it out. So scrolling down. I'm like, all right, so seeing a lot of options, and I'm seeing every boudoir photographer's got like either 0 or 1 slots here. All right, what about our next city? So next one was, I think I did boudoir photographer, Calgary, Alberta. I believe that was the search here. So again, scrolling down, and saying, all right, looks like same thing again. We got a lot of different boudoir photographers, and everyone's got 1 slot. Like, okay, well that's broken. That's not gonna help us get any clients. Third one, I looked at I believe this search was Omaha, boudoir photographer, Omaha, Nebraska. So same thing. Scrolling down, every boudoir photographer's got either 0 or 1 slots on Google page 1. Obviously, the people with 0 slots, they're on page 2 or deeper. I say, okay, so this is probably okay. I'm seeing a trend here. Then 4th city I checked out is boudoir photographer, Seattle, Washington. So again, every boudoir photographer here has either 0 or 1 slots. I was like, no wonder everyone's declining as the market gets saturated, because they're competing for the same amount of attention from buyers on page 1, but they're getting kicked off page 1 more and more. And even if they're on page 1, they look the same as everyone else because they got just 1 slot on page 1, same as everyone else. It's like, okay, this is actually the problem here. And the reason why this is the problem is because I'll show something that I was actually able to do. So this is pillar 4, something that I was able to do to Google page 1. So it's actually a close-up where we can actually zoom in, which is, for my other brand, have a term called BLCS Boudoir. And, on Google page 1, when I search this up, there's just like, who knows, like medical papers or something. But I said, I want to dominate Google page 1 for this term, so when people search this, they come to me. And so over 10 days this spring, what I did was I decided I want to dominate this, have all the people that are searching BLCS Boudoir to come to me, because that's part of my Boudoir Facebook ads brand, or Boudoir Facebook ad doctor brand, which we had different social accounts for. So here's what I was able to do. I was able to get slot 1. So Google Organic, slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, slot 5, slot 6, slot 7, slot 8, and slot 10. So only 9 out of the 10 Google page 1 slots. I went from 0 out of 10 to 9 out of 10 in 10 days. And this is actually building up on kind of strategy I was accidentally using in the fall to rank for like boudoir Facebook ads, kind of terms like that. So I'm going to put a approximately 4-minute video on the screen right now that actually shows how I dominated social search for different terms. And the outcome of that is we're actually able to get way more than 1 slot on page 1 of Google, which you can see I got to 9 out of 10 slots. I went from 0 out of 10 to 9 out of 10 in 10 days, Google page 1 search. All right, now we're going to see how good my method has worked for my keywords on YouTube. So we'll do 2 searches here. We'll do the first one. We'll do all Facebook ads. Let's see how many I got. Oh, I got this like channel at the top. All right, so I got 1 video. Let's see. So I got 2 videos. Oh, there's the other channel. 3 videos, 4 videos, 5 videos, 6 videos, 7 videos, 8 videos, 9. I think, we're 10. I don't know where the first page stops, but so we got the most real estate here for anyone searching Boudoir Facebook ads. Now let's check BLCS Boudoir. Let's see what we got here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, maybe this is considered the end of page 1. So a little bit less competition here, but still dominating more than anyone else. Let's see what other apps we got. Facebook, yeah, we can do the search here as well. So we got 1 out of 3. Got 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 6, 4 out of 7, 4 out of 8, 5 out of 9, I think, 6 out of 9, 7 out of 9, or maybe that's 7 out of 10. Looks like 8 out of 12, 9 out of 15. So we got, it looks like more than half coverage here on Facebook for this keyword. Search up BLCS Boudoir. Let's see what we got. So we got 1 out of 4. All right, looks like we could barely get any coverage on this for Facebook. BLCS. All right, our coverage stinks for this on Facebook. Well, all right, that's the result on Facebook. Then what else we got here? TikTok. Let's check this.
Front center.
Boudoir Facebook ads. There we go. We're gonna look at this Boudoir Facebook. 2. So we got 3 out of 4, 5, 6, 6 out of 7, 6 out of 8, plus 2, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 11. All right, so it looks like we're dominating more than probably 70% here. And then what about BLCS Boudoir? All right, we basically got, well, 100% of the first page here. And Instagram, now Instagram search works differently. But in all the ones where we're searchable, we're dominating our keywords. All right, so that video showed, how I was ranking in social for all these keywords. That was kind of like the version 2 of what I was doing last summer, or last fall, they ranked for Boudoir Facebook ads or Boudoir FB ads. And so now I realize, oh my God, dude, this is what we got to do to get in front of the most people. And, utilizing FSIC, full spectrum intent capture, get the money from these people that are searching right now for boudoir photographer. We just got to show up more, basically with the correct strategy, which we invented called S-cubed methodology, which you'll see in the videos on this channel. But this is how we show up for what people are actually searching on social. That's Facebook search, Instagram search, TikTok search, and YouTube search. And when we successfully rank for that, then the outcome is we get more than 0, more than 1 page 1 slots on Google, 2, 3. 4, hopefully more. All right, so next, pillar 5, I said, okay, so now that I know we can get page 1 on Google multiple times, way more than everyone else, and every time we get on page 1, we bonus that we're there, and also we kick someone else out, kick a competitor out. So how important is page 1 actually? So I found out HubSpot research indicates 75% of users never scroll past the first page of search results, making first page placement essential for visibility. So approximately 80% of users never reach page 2, which means the 20% that do, they're going to page 10, they're clicking on everyone, they're contacting every boudoir photographer. But it means that basically 80% of users, people searching, they ain't going past page 1. So if we dominate page 1, which means we show up there, and every time we dominate it more and more, we kick more people out, then we're going to get price shopped way less, and people, they're going to delay booking with us at a lower rate because they don't have all these other people to, go to compare against, because people don't want to click to page 2 on Google. So these are some of the pillars that brought us together here. There's 5 pillars. I mean, I was talking mostly about way on the left here, the Google and social search. But this one more part after this is why I'm doing this. So after we do a quick recap here. So again, GBC Universe taking declining boudoir photographers to the #1 boudoir photographer in their city, utilizing FSIC, full spectrum intent capture. Yeah, I spoke mostly about the left side here, the high point, the highest intent people. But it's all to fund these future things, the next steps, people a little bit lower intent, a little bit lower intent, a little bit lower intent, and flowing into interruption marketing, which would be Facebook ads, Instagram ads, people not searching for boudoir at all, but still know what boudoir is, or even people not searching for boudoir at all because they don't even know boudoir exists, or people not searching for boudoir at all because they don't even know they have a problem, and since they don't know they have a problem, they haven't searched for a solution, so they also do not know that boudoir exists, which takes a lot of testing. So it's basically capturing the highest 10 people, dominating that, and just continue to dominate going to the right down the triangle there to lower and lower intent people. And, imagine, let's say every day, 1 out of every million people in a city is looking for a boudoir photographer in their city. That'd be over on the left. That means 999,999 are not looking for a boudoir photographer in their city that day. That's all the way over on the right. So we'd have to interrupt those people with Facebook or Instagram ads to get in front of them. So that's what it means by intent. All right, final thing. So why am I doing this? So we got three reasons why. Reason number 1. First reason I'm doing this is to provide y'all. So yeah, first pillar is about y'all. Pillars 2 and 3 are about me. First reason I'm doing this is to provide y'all the best products, solutions, services, support, whatever, to solve y'all's #1 business problem, being boudoir photographers, which y'all have already told me is getting new clients / marketing. So it's basically to solve that the best way I know how, or can create, or can test, or can figure out, that nobody else in the universe has. Because that relates to pillar 2 and 3. Pillar 2 is the reason I am doing this is to hit my income goals. It is to vacuum as much money from y'all's pockets into mine as possible. Which means I'm incentivized to create products, services, solutions, support that get you guys those outcomes you want that I know about now, and maybe I'll learn about different outcomes you guys want in the future. So, there's an alignment of incentives here. I'm aligned to innovate and find the best way to get you guys the best results with actually the least effort on your part, least money and least effort on your part. Mostly less time, less effort though, because we all know time's That's the only thing we cannot get back. So least effort, least time. And that connects with part 3 here, which is keep as much money I take from you guys as possible. So maximize the amount of money I keep after taking it from you guys, which means minimizing the amount of refunds, minimizing the amount of chargebacks, and maximizing the amount of positive word of mouth, whatever, positive brand equity, whatever peeps call it. And the way I do this is promising only what I'm confident I can deliver on, which means at this point, right now, I can not guarantee you clients because, man, if I could, I definitely would, because I know that would skyrocket my conversion rate, skyrocket my money in, but I know if I cannot deliver on it, I'm going to get way more refunds at the end, requests, way more chargebacks, way more negative word of mouth. So that doesn't align with pillar 3, which means I'll promise what I can promise, which will be things that I'm confident will increase the probability to bring in clients, which will mean that's going to be, lower conversion rate for me, less money up front for me, but higher likelihood, positive word of mouth, positive brand equity over the long term, because I'm promising what I'm confident I can deliver on. Now, if I am able to guarantee clients, I will definitely be doing that. Y'all will definitely be hearing about it, because I know, again, that will allow me to hit my income goals faster. Pillar, part 2 here. But I cannot guarantee clients right now, so I'm not gonna promise it. But I'm confident the things that I do offer y'all will increase the probability that helps y'all get clients, which is why I'll be offering it. And I'm incentivized to kind of make it better and better over time to further increase the probability that it brings in clients for y'all. Because remember, was it 64%? The number one business problems running a boudoir photography business I kept hearing was new clients and marketing. So marketing to get new clients, bringing in new clients. All right, so that's what I'm spending all my time figuring out how to do. So it seems like that's what everyone keeps telling me. Y'all boudoir photographers keep telling me that needs to be solved. So yeah, that's everything here. This channel, you'll see the content about the BSS diagnosis. And kind of each of these steps will be their own micro universe as well. And at the other brand, Boudoir FB Ad Doctor, that's where I'll have the stuff about BLCS. But that'll probably only apply to a small amount of people. It's for boudoir photographers spending more than 10 grand a month on boudoir Facebook ads. So, all right, so this is the GBC Universe.